When you hear the word metaverse, what comes to mind? For most of us, it's probably gaming, VR headsets, maybe some funky avatars. But what if I told you that's just scratching the surface? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at how the metaverse is poised to completely reshape our world, from the operating room to your daily commute.
Just let that sink in for a second. What if the digital world wasn't just a place you visit for fun, but a totally seamless part of your actual life? Look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi dream. This is the core idea of where the metaverse is actually heading, integrating into the very fabric of our lives, from healthcare to how we build our cities.
All right, so to really wrap our heads around what's coming, we have to kind of hit the reset button on all the hype. The popular image we have right now, that's just the launch pad. It's not the destination. We are looking at a fundamental shift in how society works, and figuring it out now is absolutely crucial.
So let's get real. What is the metaverse anyway? Before we can even touch its future, we got to cut through the noise. It's time to separate what we think it is from the much, much bigger reality that's already starting to take shape.
You know, the popular idea of the metaverse is really just the tip of the iceberg. What we see on the surface is all the familiar stuff: gaming, creating avatars, hanging out in social chat rooms. But the real power, the true potential, is everything hiding beneath the water. We're talking about things like remote surgery, entire smart cities run on digital replicas, and whole industries operating in these persistent virtual worlds.
And that leads us right into the first massive shift, basically a new industrial revolution. The metaverse isn't just a toy. It's becoming a serious platform for production, for innovation, and for getting things done on a scale we've literally never seen before. In healthcare, for instance, this could mean a top surgeon in New York operating on a patient thousands of miles away using a hyper-realistic robotic arm. Or imagine new drugs being tested on a perfect virtual model of your body, getting truly personalized results. And new doctors? They could practice complex procedures over and over in immersive, totally risk-free simulations before they ever step into a real operating room. And education is another area that's about to be completely transformed. Think about it. Instead of just reading about ancient Rome, students could literally walk through its streets in an interactive simulation. They could take virtual field trips to the bottom of the ocean or collaborate on a science project with students from halfway across the globe in a shared digital lab. Learning becomes something you do, not just something you listen to. Now, in the world of manufacturing, the digital twin is the real game changer. What is it? It's a perfect one-to-one virtual replica of a physical object. So companies can use it to build and test an entire car or a skyscraper in the virtual world before a single screw is turned in the real world. This lets design teams from different continents work together on the same 3D model in real time. It just makes innovation so much faster and way, way cheaper.
Okay, so these big industrial shifts are, well, they're massive. But this isn't just about factories and hospitals. How is the metaverse actually going to show up in your daily life? Let's take a look at how it could completely reimagine our day-to-day routines.
For starters, shopping is about to get way more personal and, honestly, a lot more fun. Picture trying on clothes with a realistic digital version of yourself from your living room, or walking through a virtual store that literally changes its layout and product displays based on your personal style. It's a whole new world of retail that's built just for you.
And of course, our work lives are in for a big change. We're already moving toward these hybrid offices that blend the physical and the virtual, right? This will allow us to seamlessly collaborate with colleagues anywhere on the planet without having to jump on a plane. And we'll be able to learn and practice new job skills in super realistic simulations, making us better at our jobs faster.
This tech can even reshape the very cities we live in. Imagine city planners using a digital twin of, say, all of Chicago to test the traffic impact of a new subway line before they even dig a hole. We could all walk through a virtual model of a new park or building, giving us a real say in how our neighborhoods evolve.
But, of course, with all of this incredible potential comes some really serious challenges. We can't just blindly build this future without stopping to confront the hard ethical questions head-on.
Seriously, think about this. In a world where you work, shop, and hang out with friends, who owns all the data that makes up your digital identity? Your avatar, your purchases, your conversations? Who owns that, and how is it protected? This question of digital ownership is maybe one of the biggest hurdles we have to figure out. And what about access? I mean, if the metaverse becomes essential for things like healthcare and education and getting a good job, how do we make sure we don't create an even bigger, deeper digital divide? Making sure this technology is available for everyone has to be a top priority right from the start.
And finally, we have to think about the rules of the road. What are the social implications? What does spending more time in virtual spaces do to our mental health? What new social norms and etiquette will we need? We have to be proactive about setting up the ethical guidelines for this new frontier.
Now, talking about all these challenges isn't meant to be a downer. Not at all. In fact, it's empowering. It reminds us that we all have a role to play in shaping what comes next and figuring out how to get ready for it.
See, the metaverse isn't some product that's just going to be delivered to our doorsteps by a few giant tech companies. It's more like a new layer of reality that we are all building brick by brick together. Our participation, the choices we make, and the standards we demand, that's what will ultimately define it. It's a shared responsibility.
So what can you do? Well, first, focus on developing real digital literacy. That means not just knowing how to use the tech, but understanding its impact. Second, start getting comfortable with all the collaborative tools that are the building blocks of these new virtual spaces. And finally, and this is maybe the most important, adopt a mindset of continuous learning. Because trust me, this landscape is going to be changing constantly.
And this brings us to our final and most crucial question. The future of the metaverse is not set in stone. It's not inevitable. The choices that we make right now, as users, as creators, as citizens, are what will determine whether it becomes a powerful tool for progress or something else. So I'll leave you with this. What can we all do, starting today, to help shape a metaverse that is responsible, equitable, and beneficial for everyone tomorrow?